See?
Yeah. Wow, we got nobody watching.
I didn't even start. I just
break?
started it.
No, I was talking about the MCR stream.
Oh.
Why does our shoo video have 48 views? Why is that the most popular thing?
Maybe that just pops up. Maybe it just pops up.
It's the watch party. It's the movie
maybe
watch
the movie
party.
just shows up instead of the movie.
Oh no! Why did people get our? We need to delete it. We need to actually remove it. I don't want people seeing that. That was the most upsetting fucking movie I've ever seen. God damn. All right, are we up
Yes,
yet?
we're live.
It's not showing up. It's not showing up.
It is there. You're just slow.
I believe it. Fuck you. It's not going.
It is.
Okay.
That is a huge ad. Taking up half of the screen,
Oh, fuck,
of it.
fuck, why is there an ad?
I don't know.
This is so bad. I won't go away. Help! Ah! Okay, there it is.
So scuffed. Nice ad. Alright, so everything's a little blurry right now because I had to zoom in on stuff because Aiden's actually streaming.
Yeah, this is my screen now.
What is that? Why does Max have a number 1?
The
top fan? The fuck?
Number 1 fan. Are you a Prime sub? Alright. Let me organize this. Oh, why is my eye?
Did you post to Instagram?
No, I didn't. Can
you?
you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. Oh.
Damn it. Making me do everything.
Yep. Oh, fuck off! I made the slides, the tier list.
I'm kidding.
To be fair, I normally do more.
Where the fuck can I do? Oh, there it goes.
Jaws the tech guy. Okay. I thought I had this in an order that I did. Oh, it got fucking alphabetized. That's whatever. Okay. We'll just have to scroll a lot. Hello. Oh yeah, we should do the
What?
we should do the recap first. Let me just great. Perfect.
You can't even see half of it.
That's so
It's Society G to Kilby recap.
The Society goes to Kilby recap. Alright. Sorry about the ads. I didn't have time. When was this? May like
May 15th.
15th?
Something like that.
Oh, where'd the hoodie go? I had the hoodie
2 months ago.
Earlier. It's in my car. Yeah, 2 months ago we went to beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. I road tripped down to LA, picked Shaw up. We road tripped to Salt Lake. We met up with 2 of my friends who are also going to this festival. And we have some funny memories, pictures to share. And then we're gonna do a quick tier list of the artists we saw. I had 26 that I took notes on, not extensive notes, just like they were good, they were bad, and then Jaw had 20. So.
Yep.
And some of them were like didn't actually catch the set, but could overhear like the worst sounds imaginable. So.
Yep.
That's why I have more. All right. Slide 2. Jaw didn't upload pictures to this.
Oh god, I just tried moving everything and it did not like that.
Oh no.
Okay, here. I'll move. You can see
Aiden's
picture right there.
Context of this middle one of awful blurry one. This is the happiest I've ever seen Jonathan. I think you were like blacked out though, to be honest.
Don't say that.
You're having a great time.
God damn it.
Geese set was fucking incredible.
God of the Sun, I'm taking.
Yeah. We got my friend Luca.
Dude, I was, like,
both of your friends are Luca.
Shit in that. Like, what? Why is my face so red in that picture? Like, what was
I don't
going
know,
on there?
drinking, sunburn, quite a bit, and then we got this incredible picture taken at George
Freak at
Clinton.
you.
Yeah, right when he threw Freaky into the crowd. Yep, I was so
I'll
drunk
move it
and
so you can see
hungry.
Aiden's thirst trap.
No, that's fine. I got roasted for fucking 3 days for posting one thirst trap. That's SMH. Really awful fit pics that were taken
Yeah.
of me. That's Luca as well.
And
Both of
then
my friends are named Luca.
the text, that was AI, so don't worry about that.
Not, yeah. You claimed like it was a joke. You said you didn't even know what a puppy girl was.
I still
You
don't.
tried to deny.
I still don't. I just knew it'd be funny. I was clip farming.
You're a liar. You're a liar. We all know. Yeah, and then I got really drunk and really hungry and got cheese curd ranch in my hair, so that was really unfortunate. Oh, and then that's the French breakfast I had, which was cigarette and coffee. These
I
are all the
remember
pictures
I was so
that I
hungover
like.
that day, like I almost threw up smelling the cigarette.
It's so awesome. All right. Uh, okay, we saw quite a few artists.
Mm-hmm.
I have the order that we saw them on the phone, but we can just go in alphabetical. Do you have a preference?
No, I don't care.
No? Okay, I'm gonna go in order we saw. First act we saw was Levelor.
Mm-hmm.
They did the Buddy Holly riff. And they were like a cool, like really grimy sounding shoegaze act.
Dirt gaze is what they called themselves.
Dirt gaze, yeah. Where'd you put them?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun, and I didn't really know the songs, but I had a good time, so I gave it like a 7.5. So I think like A or B. Probably
right.
B.
Yeah, I'd have them.
I don't know though.
I think that's fair. They were the first band I saw, so I may have overrated them. Top of B seems.
They were loud as shit. I know that.
They were so loud. That stage was always so fucking loud, though. All right, Teen Suicide. That's the second group we saw. They had a guy wearing like one of those rubber politician masks. We couldn't figure out who it was.
Oh yeah.
Or who it was supposed to be.
Like, it's Ronald Reagan, right?
I don't think it was.
Maybe.
If it was a bad Reagan mask. Maybe Nixon, but also didn't look quite right. I don't know. The music was good. And then they said to pirate their albums at the end and shouted out like a piracy website. So that was really cool.
I think I wrote that the mixing was a little off. So
yeah, they didn't sound incredible.
Yeah, I had B, or B's good too.
Okay. All right, Yola Tango. What are I don't know if I took that many.
I said it was chill. And I tried listening to a good amount of their stuff, and I still I barely recognized anything, and like they seemed good.
There's
I
so
just
much music.
didn't know. I thought it was fine. I didn't care for it that much.
I almost picked them for us to cover
at
the start of this instead of the Strokes. I would have them there.
Okay.
Also, I think the reason that I wanted to do like a tier list is because some of these are like, if anyone who sees this has a chance to see these artists like A or above, like you really should. Absolutely, they're so fucking good. None of them are must see so far. Now, Devo on the other hand.
Devo was awesome.
Holy shit.
Devo was fucking awesome. I don't think Aiden and I were expecting anything, and we were like, "Why the fuck were they so fucking good?" It was crazy.
I'd seen them before at another festival, and I didn't really enjoy them. But the mix was so fucking heavy, and the energy was just so good.
The costumes.
Also, yeah, the costumes, yeah, they were locked in. Absolute S, clear S. If you can see Devo, you should. Especially because they've said before that they're gonna stop, I think, touring. So.
Well, at least we saw them.
Yeah. All right. New Order. Where the fuck are they?
It's not there.
I swear to God. All right. Wait. I have an idea. No, they're straight up not there. Are you able to see this? What
No.
I'm looking at right now? Okay, that's good.
Oh God. Let's start talking about New Order.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick a random fucking screenshot.
It was really cool. I didn't know most New Order songs, but they also played some Joy Division songs that was pretty good. Brandon Flowers from the fucking Killers showed up and like sang a song.
Wait, that was wild. For New Order?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. And I think it got cold and raining by the end, but it was still fun.
Okay, so New Order gets this random picture of Van Gogh I have. I would say S.
Okay, I think I would have said A, but...
I think that I listened to a lot of New Order stuff in preparation. Them opening and closing with Joy Division songs. They did Transmission and then Love Will Tear Us Apart.
That was a banger.
And them ending with Love Will Tear Us Apart is really what brought it there. Although on it, I could go with A.
Okay.
Thinking back, some other stuff came above it, but maybe top of A. All right, Lunar Vacation. We got there a little late. Yeah, like in indie music. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I thought it was fun. There was one song I really liked.
Oh yeah. I think it's this. Was it the lyrics were like, "There's no reason to be sad about it." That was the one that I really liked. I would have
put B, but go off.
I would say absolute bottom of A.
Okay.
Because I think I had a lot of fun. Really set the tone for that day.
Okay, I think we split here.
4-day festival. Oh, yeah. I went to see Ben Stellar while you saw Lemon Twigs, right? Okay, so Ben Stellar was no. Honestly, they're like S minus top of A. I love a band with a lead, like a vocalist that doesn't play any instruments, who's just like feeling the music and just like a pure songwriter. Which I feel like you don't see a lot of. They were really locked in, and just so much fucking fun. I think they're from New York. They had a ton of chemistry, and they were like a five piece, I think. So, yeah, really great. Absolutely should see them, and they're still pretty small, so I feel like it'll be easy to catch them. All right.
I saw the Lemon Twigs. I think they're kind of washed now. They only played like they only played songs off the 2024 album and like didn't do anything else, like barely anything else. And I'm like, every other time I've seen them, I think their sets have been better. I didn't like them. I don't think it was horrible though, so probably like a C.
Okay. Did you see Mama?
No.
Is that when we met back up?
I didn't count Mama.
Okay, I counted Mama. I probably shouldn't have. We caught like half the set. They had fun, like crowd work, but also kind of like pretty boring indie vibes. At least to me. But I don't really think it's fair to judge, honestly, because we didn't have a great view or like weren't that close, and they were on one of the smaller stages. Okay, Built to Spill.
This is like the biggest disappointment, I think, of the whole festival for me. I listened to like a bunch of their stuff, and then we went there, and it was just like lackluster. And I thought for like those songs need a second guitarist, and it was a 3-piece.
Yeah, they weren't even
like
it tight either.
I didn't like it.
It was really disappointing.
They're
washed. I only know like a lot of their big hits, and they didn't play like half of them. I think they did Twin Falls and one of the other big ones. But
yeah.
Also, Twin Falls didn't sound great. All right. Car seat headrest.
You can say your opinions. I'll say mine.
Oh no. Okay, so I had some of the most fun of any set here. I moshed so hard I got sick and had to lie down for like 20 minutes. um, they had the loudest kick drum
Oh
anyone
my
has ever
god.
had. It was
That stage was fucked.
insane.
That stage was just
I
fucked.
I
That stage
loved
was
the way
fucked.
it was always really heavy and over the top, which for me was incredible for car seat headrest. Now,
Both of the Lucas like had to leave
both
because
of the
it was
Lucas had
too
to leave,
loud.
and they said it was the worst set of the entire festival. For me, it was like one of my favorite. I would have it bottom best.
I think I still had a really great time at Carsey Headers. It was really fun. Every single song was like off the new album. Then one song wasn't even released yet, and I was like, what the fuck?
They played one unreleased song, and then they played Drunk Drivers.
Yeah, and played Drunk Drivers, which was cool. I've just seen them so many times that like I still think that they were at their peak in like 2019. So like I didn't. But I've loved their other shows more.
Can I put an A? Is that fair?
Yeah, I
Alright,
gave it an
alright.
8 out of 10. So
Okay, nice. All right, slow dive. I think we both got food and then just like laid in the
Yeah.
grass and kind of let slow dive wash over,
yeah,
which was a great experience.
I loved it.
They sounded great.
I loved it. I think there was
Yeah.
like there were so many like songs I listened to like in like middle school and then high school and then actually being able to see them live like 10 years later. It was amazing. And I think they also just sounded straight up like the albums. Like it was like they didn't sound like they had gotten old at all or anything. Like it was awesome.
Very good. Is A.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right, Beach House. I didn't get a picture of it, but there was like the the Lucas and Jaw were lined up and each like took a cigarette puff at the same time. It was like a perfect like Wes Anderson shot, like to Beach House. That was really a highlight for me was watching that. Great vibes, but like the music was really good,
Yeah.
but they cut the set short and kept interrupting for like crowd control reasons. Like they seemed kind of paranoid
I don't
about
even
people getting
remember
hurt.
that. I was blacked
It was
out. Definitely, though.
you were gone.
I thought it was
so
fun.
because of that, I don't know if it's S, but I had a great time.
Yeah. My thing said I was pretty gone at this point, but locked in for the best songs.
True. You were like doing spins.
That's awesome.
It was great. Okay, Saturday. This was the day.
The day.
This was the day. And it started with the worst.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
We heard. You were really hungover trying to get food
Oh,
while
okay.
I was waiting for my latte, which took forever. I could just overhear this band playing at one of the side stages, and they were like off time. The vocalist couldn't hear himself, and it wasn't the kind of music that I really like. So I think it was probably the worst set I heard.
Damn.
So not a great way to start the day. It was pretty funny though. All right. Yeah. Did you have nothing to say because you were off
Yeah.
getting a giant soda?
Yeah.
Start your day.
My dirty
And then we went straight to Sloppy Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna just get that. Yep, there we go. Maybe the most energy of any performance we saw. Just
Yeah, the stage presence was crazy.
Stage presence.
I also
was
liked her a
fucking
lot more.
awesome.
I saw her like on Halloween a couple years ago, and I didn't really care for her, but this was like so much better.
I think she has a new band.
Mm.
Definitely new from last time I saw, and I think everyone has really good chemistry and likes each other. I like follow her on Instagram, and the band was like they do a lot of cool, fun photo shoots together and stuff. Yeah, there was a point where she climbed up the like stage rigging,
Yeah.
and was like 30 feet off the ground. There was a point where she stood on the drums when she was singing the song uh,
Utah.
from I Saw the TV Glow. Yeah. Just absolutely fucking incredible.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah. Absolute cinema. All right. You bet. This was like if Built to Spill wasn't washed.
Yeah.
Like
I liked it. It was
locked-in
fun.
three-piece.
There was one song I listened to like so many times they didn't play that one song.
Damn.
So that pissed me off. But it was even on like
Also,
the
the
Kilby
mix
playlist,
wasn't
I
a big
think.
deal.
Yeah.
I have them like low A.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I guess the Kilby playlist was not artist submitted because a lot of stuff didn't get played. All right, now this is my gold star set. My absolutely have to be there, most excited for. This is George Clanton.
Mm-hmm.
I almost got assaulted in the pit because some guy was trying to deflate the big balloon that got thrown in, and I like tried to grab him, and I accidentally like grabbed like a chunk of his like arm or chest, and he was like, "Don't fucking touch me," and like shoved me really hard.
Damn.
So that sucked. Other than that, though, like best set.
I didn't know that many
so much
songs.
fucking
But
I
think I listened to him the most after Kilby, so I really got into him.
Yeah.
I think for me, the mosh was fucking abysmal just because it was so fucking crammed. I like could not breathe. I could not move.
It was brutal. It was so brutal.
And then he fucking brought out TV Girl for Summer 2000's Baby, which was fucking
awesome.
So awesome. So
and right to intro the song. Okay, he had such funny stage presence. Like when he came out, he gave a little monologue. He tried to start a class war between the people in VIP versus not VIP. Then when TV Girl came out, TV Girl was like, "Everybody put your vapes to pulse," and like had everyone take a huge rip when the like beat came in.
Awesome.
It was just incredible. And he was throwing balloons in there or like blow up balls. I love George Clanton, and it was so fucking fun to see him finally. Crazy mosh, but sounded great.
Yeah.
All right,
we got another disappointment.
What happened? Oh no.
The
ad.
Mega movie.
The ad
summer.
doesn't have. The ad
Mega
doesn't
movie
have
summer.
The ad doesn't have an X anymore. I can't cross it out. What the fuck? Guys.
What do you mean it doesn't have an X anymore?
Like it had, there was like a X to like close it before, and now it's gone. Dude.
Scroll on the ad itself.
I'm on the ad.
Oh my god. It broke.
It broke. Alright. What do we have left?
Refresh the page.
Yeah. Oh fuck! But the rankings.
Maybe it won't go away.
It's gonna go away. Yeah, it went away. It doesn't even have the images. For sure. It's so funny. It's so cool. All right, 1 second. Okay, I guess we'll just have to continue where we were, which was Wisp.
Oh, Wisp. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I took a break here.
Yeah, I also took a break. I didn't have a great view. But the crowd was really loving it, and I think it was like her first festival show, and she was super nervous, and it was really sweet that like the crowd was really supportive. But she did not have the Hello Kitty guitar, which I was hoping to see,
Damn.
So I'll just have it be. Okay, BCNR.
Mid as hell.
I don't think it's like their music just doesn't work in a festival setting that well. Like they needed to do some variations or adapt, but they tried to just play the songs like they are on the album, and it just didn't sound great. Unfortunately. even the songs that I really love and was excited to see. So I would have it in B. All right, Ovlov.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, so after BCNR, we just basically pushed as far forward in that stage to see Weezer, to try to get Barricade for Weezer. So this Ovlov was playing on the stage next over while we were like posted up. I don't think it's really fair to rank them, honestly, because we didn't hear that much. But the crowd was also really fucking with it, and a couple bands that I really liked said that Ovlov is really like influential and great. So for those reasons, I would put them in the like you should try to go see them if you can level. I think Levelor and what was the three piece that and You Bet were both like Ovlov is really great. Okay, Saint Vincent.
St. Vincent was awesome for me.
Where's another? There's no screenshot.
Awesome.
Saint Vincent. Oh my God! Wait, this is. I'm.
What?
Nothing. You'll see. Yeah, Saint Vincent was really fucking good. I have tried to listen to her music before, and not really gotten into it. But live, it was so heavy and so fucking cool. Really great performance. There were some issues on stage, and also she like kind of injured herself at some point, but still absolutely incredible. Also, she gets Vincent Van Gogh, which means Devo is now unrepresented for that slide.
New Order?
Yeah, sorry, New
meant?
Order. Holy fuck, that is what I meant.
Alright.
Okay, I put Black Angels in here just to put them in F tier because I was miserable the whole time.
Damn.
Not because they're bad, but because they have really like slow, kind of dissonant, heavy music, and we were just getting like crammed in, trying to get as close as possible for Weezer, and people kept being like, "Oh, excuse me," and like shoving past us. There was a guy. Oh, I meant to have that picture on the recap, but there was a guy playing DS that we got to be there for and watch him play Mario Kart. So that was fun. Anyway, Weezer time.
Awesome. Peak. One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah. You kept saying that Weezer is about hype moments in Aura. Do you want to explain that?
There's nothing needs to be explained. It was hype moments in Aura.
That's what Weezer's about.
Alright, so these fuckers started doing backflips. We started a pit, and there was some like 50-year-old dad that like got in the pit with us.
Yeah, true.
If that's not hype moments in Aura, I don't know what is.
We were being beat up during the Pinkerton suite, but after that, it got nice. It got a lot better. Yeah, there were during the like breakdown for Holiday, two people did a backflip perfectly in time for the guitar to come back in. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Yeah,
crazy.
Buddy Holly riff went crazy. Everyone, like, yeah, we both got videos of like the entire crowd going crazy. Like, and the crowds are huge for the headliner, and we were so close. It was so awesome. Let's see. Okay, but we also were dead and beat up by the end of it. So the last day we went super late, and only caught like 5 sets. Yeah.
I only counted 3, so.
Oh, all right. Frost Children though.
Frost Children is fucking awesome. I also think it was on that side stage that wasn't cramped is all, and I think that was the most fun I had in any of the moshes. There was enough space for it.
It was It was also the most fun I had in a mosh because I crowd surfed for the first time. The Lucas lifted me up. I was able to do like a countdown on top of the crowd. They had just incredible energy, sounded really
so
good,
fucking
and yeah,
fun.
the mosh was very like tight and also like not painfully tight. Yeah, it was cool. Okay, husbands.
I didn't see that one.
Uh, oh yeah, I only counted them because I was like really drunk. So I put D for drunk. And I was kind of I don't remember a single thing about that set other than how drunk I was. So D for drunk. Then I had no notes for anything else because I was too tired. I just have them down here, so this is ranking them for the first time. Still Woozy was going on while we were
Oh
waiting for
god.
Geese because we wanted to be barricade for Geese,
Yeah.
and it was like the guy next to me said that Still Woozy sounded like what's the peach scone guy? Hobo Johnson, and I was like, that's the most insulting
Dear
comparison
God.
I've ever heard, and I don't even think it's accurate. But I guess people were not fucking with Still Woozy. Uh, oh yeah, I didn't even put them on the list
Yeah.
because I'm like I don't think it makes sense to rank. But I did take a note that I was overhearing part of the set. I guess. Okay, Geese and Justice.
All right.
That's all that's left.
Geese was awesome. The mosh was fucked. I lost my Apple Watch. It flew off. I got it back like 10 minutes later and it was shattered. Half of the set was unreleased, but I still had such like a good fucking time like hearing all the new songs, and I feel like most of the time when a band's playing new songs, I don't really care if I haven't heard them, but I think I loved all of them. And Getting Killed's going to be the greatest album this year, so I'm excited.
2025 is the best year for music of all time. This is my
Got
hot take.
the Mutation Vacation EP coming out.
Yep, yep. um, yeah, it was maybe the worst time I had in a pit.
Oh,
Or,
I
like,
think
the
it was
most
the worst
fucked.
mosh too.
There were at all times like 3 people crowd surfing. There were a lot of people crowd surfing who should not have been crowd surfing.
And they were
And
just moshing when like it wasn't a moshing song.
true, yeah. They also I think this I don't remember a lot of the music because I was just kind of just getting beat up a lot of the time. I think it was just like the energy was really cool, but I don't remember much of the songs other than "There's a bomb in my car" and
There's a bomb
right
in
at
my
the
car.
start, right at the start when he very suddenly transitioned into 2122 and everyone just slammed into me at
Oh
once
my
and I like
God.
almost blacked out because it was a really slow song to start the set, I think unreleased,
Yeah.
and then no break, no intro. Just
They fucking did like the
boom.
Mr. Brightside in the middle
Yeah,
of.
and then they did Mr.
Yeah.
Brightside. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, Geese is just such a good fucking band. And that leaves Justice. Just gonna put them like maybe that's where Justice is for me.
I had a fun time with Justice. I didn't really know anything, but the visuals were fucking crazy.
They had 2 rotating no was it 2 or 4 huge rotating like light rigs
even
that were
know.
just shooting lasers out the entire time. They didn't say a single word. They just had a lot of really great sounding build-ups and breakdowns of super fun electronic music. They didn't do any of their songs straight up. It was kind of like the
They played that Tame Impala song like 4 different times.
well, they used part of it 4 different times,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like a live Daft Punk like a live 2007, which is like one of the best live albums of all time, where every song was just like remixed with other stuff, and that like Daft Punk is their biggest influence, so like that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, we can't have Daft Punk, so I'm glad Justice is still at it and also really fucking good. I think everyone else was burnt out at that point.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't seeing much movement, but I was still like going as hard as I possibly could, dancing the entire time. It was great. Uh,
Best
yeah,
festival I've ever been to.
yeah, just such a good festival. Maybe while we're ranking White Stripes, I'll fix the,
Okay.
I'll re-add the other ones and then like download it
Sure.
to post later. But
Okay.
that's our Kilby
Should we
recap.
transition then?
Yeah.
All right. I need to like fix the stream.
Intermission. Grab a snack. Also shout out Mommy. I saw them this last weekend, and John, I think you'd really love them.
Yeah.
I think we're coming out with new music this year. Another reason 2025, best year for music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull up the stream. Now that my screen doesn't need to be shared.
All right, and then let me. Do this. No.
Hi Max, hi Krish, hi Rico. Krish, that's such a lie. You always have enough energy to play Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
All right. I'm just gonna use this one because it's easier.
Now that I can see the chat, I can respond. Yes, they played Blue Monday. It was incredible. Sorry for not having a bad block. Yeah, he was good at Mario Kart. I think he got first overall. He did do poorly in one of the races, but we forgived him. Oh my. Oh yeah. Check out my White Stripes bit.
All right. I'm gonna make another. Another layer for the ones we're not gonna do.
Ow.
Okay. Let's just boop.
Hello, operators. Hello, operator. Stuck in my head. I have a lot of White Stripes stuck in my head.
All right.
This was a
So
this
we're
was
gonna
a
do
difficult.
White Stripes and Jack White.
Yeah. This was a difficult set of albums for me.
I don't even want to know.
Mostly because I I don't know, this feels, it's not that it's not alternative indie, it's just so different going between like I mean it kind of is more like garage rock, like almost blues at least to start, but
Yeah.
the
It's garage rock.
yeah, going from MCR and listening to a lot of MCR and other like emo artists and then trying to listen to the White Stripes like hurt my brain. It took me a while to adjust.
Yeah.
But I think I've successfully adjusted.
Nice.
And I think I'm ready to give my terrible opinions
Oh,
of the
God.
White Stripes.
I'll say, you know, White Stripes hold a special place in my heart. Meg White went to my high school.
Hell yeah.
They were one of the bands I really enjoyed getting into at the beginning of high school and then kind of following that. I definitely don't listen to it as much anymore, but I still feel like even in my own songwriting and other stuff, I feel like there's a lot of inspiration I pull from Jack White.
I hear it now. Like, no, like listening to these, I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. I understand.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
with
what
some
song?
stuff. Not really songs. It's more just like the
Vibe.
way, yeah, the way you perform and like play guitar a little
Oh,
bit.
interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Let's begin the second half of our stream covering the White Stripes.
Yeah. Who starts?
I think
It's
I guess I do
yeah,
because
because
you
I
picked it.
pick.
That's true. All right. White Stripes.
Thank God.
Isn't the first album just called The White Stripes?
Yeah.
All right,
Self.
self-titled debut. Uh I think Jack White himself says that this is like he thinks this is best album he's made.
Whoa!
Yeah. I think at least it's his favorite one. He says that this is the best one. Hold on. That was annoying me on the stream. But I feel like this one definitely is like a pretty good debut. I think there's like a really I feel like this sound wasn't like fully explored or on the forefront during like was it 1998 or 1999 or 96? Might have been 96 actually. I don't remember. But
What, when it came out, or
yeah,
1999?
1999. So I feel like they kind of like started popularizing like kind of the garage rock sound, and like a lot of the songs are like super punk, and it's definitely like the like rough around the edges, and they're like most like amateur work because you know it's like the debut.
He looks like he's 12 on the album cover.
He looks really young. He also there's like a bunch of covers on this album too. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense, though.
Almost all of the albums have covers actually.
Okay.
But
Is Stop Breaking Down a cover?
yeah.
Okay, that felt like a cover to me. So
Stop Breaking Down's a cover. One More Cup of Coffee is a cover.
that makes sense because I won't say that actually.
It's a Bob Dylan song.
Damn it! So
Canon like interpolates a Sunhouse song. If you know who Sunhouse is,
I don't.
it's like a old blues guitarist, and then St. James Infirmary Blues is like a fucking traditional song.
Yeah, I did pick up on that. It's the most popular on the album, which kind of shocks me.
It is crazy. I think overall, I really like the sound that they introduce and bring on this album. I think it's fun. I do think it is definitely bloated though, and that if there was less tracks, I think it would be even stronger.
What's your first cut?
My first cut would be Broken Bricks,
Mm,
and then Slicker Drips, both of those.
I think my first cut would be Astro and then Broken Bricks.
Yeah.
Astro is one of the longer songs on the album, and that's fucking crazy. It's got like 2 lyrics. Makes me want to gouge my ears out.
I think it's about heroin.
I don't care what it's about. Okay. I think that the White Stripes is the first band we've covered bands
Oh,
where people
no.
will say their songs sound, or like their albums sound the same, their songs sound the same. And for a while, I think this is the first band where I was like, holy shit, it all sounds the same. It took a bit for me to like really hear the difference between these albums.
Wow.
This one was the one that was most distinct immediately, though. The next 3, I think, and the like White Blood Cells and Elephant especially are very similar in sound.
Mm-hmm.
But this album has like a really cool bluesy feel.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very stripped down. And if that sound is your thing, I don't not like it, but it's definitely also not like my thing. I'm not like, oh fuck yes, this is so good. I'm just like song by song. It's like if it really appeals to me or not. I ended up just kind of liking pretty much most of the songs that I heard. Like I don't think there was an album where I was like it definitely wasn't one where I'm like this is more bad than good. But I think it would have been really hard for me to do like numerical scores or anything for this because
Mm.
a lot of it, I think I would have ended up like you, where it's like basically every song is a 7 out of 10, at least for a lot of these. I will say the string from Jimmy the Exploder to Wasting My Time, and especially like Big Three Killed My Baby through Wasting My Time, is really good.
Mm.
And then
You
I
don't like
really like
Canon?
When I Hear My Name. It wasn't like a highlight for me.
I
Let me
feel
play
like
it really quick.
I've like Jack White also has a bunch of live shows, and I think even just hearing those songs live like has changed
Mhm.
my opinion on them.
Canon is one of the ones where it's like it's just kind of that sound. Like it sounds like there's a lot of White Stripes songs that sound like Canon.
I feel like
and I
a
don't
lot
think
of it is
one of
that
the
it's
better
mostly just
ones.
like guitar, vocals, and drums. Like it's there's the theme of
Well, that's
three.
literally all it is on this
Yeah,
album. I don't think they have anything else.
Jack White
And
the third.
sometimes,
He uses
sometimes
three
the
colors.
okay, I didn't know that that was a thing.
He's the
Interesting.
third son of his family.
No, he's the seventh son, actually. If you listen to
Well,
fucking lyrics,
so
Sean.
he's the seventh kid, but he's the third son because he has four
Oh.
sisters.
Does he say seventh child? Or I thought he says seventh son on the lyrics,
Yeah,
right?
but he's still the
Okay.
third son.
Fucking stolen valor. Uh, in Canon, there's just some where it's like kind of really slow and like
Yeah.
bump, 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 bump. And there's a bunch that sound like that, and uh, they're honestly a lot of them are pretty similar. And I think that on later albums, when they bring in a few more elements on those, or like it sounds a little cleaner, I like them more. I think "Bloated" is a good like that is a good criticism of it. There's a bunch of tracks I don't love, uh, but overall, I'm still very positive on the album. When I hear my name through One More Cup of Coffee, especially, I was like, this song is too like good for Jack White to have written it, and so I'm kind of upset that it was Bob Dylan that wrote it. I'm like, fuck.
You know, Bob Dylan's covered a Jack White song.
That's awesome. Which song?
I think
do
it
you
was
know?
Ball and Biscuit.
That makes sense. It's an awesome song. Yeah, One More Cup of Coffee is really good. I Fought Piranhas is a great closer. Uh,
Yeah, he played
oh
fucking
yeah,
Ball and Biscuit. That sick bitch.
I was gonna say some of the lyrics and it's like I don't know if themes even applies, but just vibes of this is a little like shit posty almost.
Dude, I feel like it's like
it's
camp.
so goofy. Camp
It's
is
camp.
honestly yeah, like Jimmy the Exploder and like is absurd. Uh, there's one that fuck, maybe it's on the next album that I'm gonna try to find the lyric. Is it Little People?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a little girl who says "Bing Bing Bomb." Fucking cracks me up
There's a
every
little
time.
girl who says bing bing bong.
It's awesome. Who says "Bing Bing Bomb"? Yeah, it's so silly. Hello.
But
Yeah,
I think even revisiting some of these albums, like I'm really actually like seeing some of the more like folk elements that I feel like I didn't really. I like it was almost I don't think I really had listened to folk before I got into the White Stripes when I was younger, so I feel like I can kind of see the different styles and more genres in these earlier albums.
yeah. It's a pretty interesting blend.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Where are
where
we
do you want
putting
to put it? Yeah, it's you get final say.
it? Okay.
I don't. I feel bad having things kind of flat, but my rankings are kind of flat.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
thinking,
where I was doing it. I was almost like I feel like it's almost better to do numbered instead of like tiers, but
uh, I think low A,
okay.
probably. I mean, still
I was thinking
yeah, A to
low
start.
A or high B, so
Okay, maybe for variety, we put it in B
okay.
then, because I think of the four, it's my least favorite.
Yeah. I agree.
It's a pretty good album though.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have like a crazy amount to offer necessarily.
All right. Do you know how to pronounce the next album?
Okay, is it Distill?
The
Or is there
style.
some fucks? The style? No. F tier.
It's like a Dutch art movement. And that's exactly what
That
the
makes
album
sense.
cover is. It's like shapes in the rectangles. That's
Okay,
what the art
so
movement is.
what did they divorce before or after this album?
Before.
It was
Yeah.
before. Okay, so that kind of really comes through on the lyrics. I was either like
It's so weird. And
either
then
the
they were like
singer is
said that they were brother and
dying
sister
or
when they were
yeah.
like, ugh.
Okay,
More
I
camp.
told
It's
you
just
that
camp. It's just camp. It's just camp.
it is not just camp. I told you that I had a really unique
Yeah, listening
listening
experience.
experience.
I'm horrified.
No. So what it was, the first time listening, every other song was like, this is the greatest song I've ever heard. It was like Hello Operator, Apple Blossom, then Death Letter, and then Truth Doesn't Make a Noise. I was like, oh, blown away. And then listening more times, I was like, okay, also the entire first half of this album is just nuts.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then I think the second half is a little more subtle and
Mm-hmm.
slow, and then it gets like I don't really like Your Southern Can Is
Yeah.
Mine. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's a
I
cover.
think Let's
It's a
Build a
cover.
I thought that was clear. And then I think Let's Build a Home and Jumble Jumble could honestly just be left off the album, and it would be like this would be like a perfect album to me
Yeah.
if Let's Build a Home, Jumble Jumble, and Your Southern Can Is Mine were dropped, which
Mm-hmm.
is like they give it some color and like they're not even necessarily bad songs. I just
So
the rest
I
of it
kind of
is
feel
so much
similar.
better.
My least favorites are Jumble Jumble, Why Can't You Be Nicer to Me, and Your Southern Can Is Mine.
You like Let's
Um,
Build a Home.
I do. Um,
I just don't like that it's like dead noise for half of it.
yeah,
It's only a minute of music, like
yeah,
because I do really like the musical part of it, but yeah, I didn't really like the skits, I guess, on the
oh
album.
yeah.
But holy shit, like some of these songs go so hard. I think Death Letter is my favorite.
Death Letter's also a
Uh,
cover.
it's damn.
It's by Son House again.
Okay.
But I think
I
the
gotta
cool
look
thing
for
with him with his
Funhouse
covers,
then.
he wanted to like introduce that artist to like newer generations. So by like covering him, he's trying to bring it to the forefront. Because I feel like when did he even release music? I think what was it? Yeah, like most of his stuff I think was from the 40s. So like they're old songs.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Death Letter Blues.
but
Yeah, like very classic
yeah,
blues artist. I'm seeing these now.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, for this album, it holds like a special place in my heart. I don't know why. Like I think it's my favorite White Stripes album. I still, I think for me, like, I feel like all of the albums, there's like probably like a couple songs I could always do without. And I feel like this one's just like the strongest one cohesively, where I don't think there's like an actual bad track on the album. And like I think like cutting some stuff and maybe it would be like a 10 out of 10 fully, or like more like one of my favorite albums. Like I think it still is one of my, I don't know, there's something about it, I can't describe it. There's like, I think this one has the perfect blend of rock music and like acoustic songs for me. Sometimes I'll put it on just to feel something. But I really like, and I think even coming back on this time, Sister, or what was it? Truth Doesn't Make a Noise, Boy's Best Friend. I really enjoyed those more than I remember it. And then
They took a
other
pretty girl on me.
favorites.
They're both pretty
Yeah,
good.
Apple Blossom's great. Hello Operator. Bound to Pack It Up. I really really like. I think that's just one of my favorite acoustic songs. Um,
Yeah, when those guitars come in, it's such a nice moment on the album.
and then Sister Do You Know My Name is also one of my favorites actually. Also, I feel like this is like very like it's a sad album for parts of it too.
Yeah.
Like it's very like emotional.
That's kind of the divorce coming
Yeah.
through for me. What the fuck is going on with You're Pretty Good Looking for a Girl, though? That's like Weezer levels of. That's like
good looking for a girl.
Weezer levels of like semi-ironic
I have a
misogyny.
very
Like,
fuck thing to show you.
oh no.
It's the I'm gonna send it to you. I'll
Discord.
send it on Discord. Yeah, it's there's like a bunch of. It's so weird. Whenever he drops the singles, there's a bunch of B sides. So like all these albums actually have a bunch of B sides. And some of those songs are like even better than I think some of the songs in the album. But I just sent you the You're Pretty Good Looking for a Girl trendy American remix, and this goes into Jack White's Boomerism.
Wow, this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
He just like puts auto tune on his vocals, and it's the trendy American remix.
That's kind of a good bit, but I hate it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
All right. So I'm guessing you're wanting this an S.
I mean, I like it in S, but
Okay.
all right.
I think I had kind of like no clear S, but I was feeling like this might have been an S until I like really re-listened to each one through, and then I had a different clear S. But this is, and putting it in S is valid for sure.
All right.
All right.
White blood cells. So this album I think is interesting for me. I think it's still more of that like kind of early sound, but I think this is like when they started using more of like the. I think they used like a 24 track for the first time. And they like went into like an actual place because most of the time like I think this style was like all recorded in a fucking attic over the course of like 2 weeks.
Distinctual.
But I think this one has like some of their best songs on it, and like songs I completely love, and then there's like a bunch of other ones that I don't really care about. So I think this is another issue where it's like I feel like it's kind of I think what is it 16 songs. I think it's a little bit too long. Still feels bloated. But I also feel like I think some of the songwriting really shines on this album, and then I also think it's like so incredibly like, or it's like I feel like it's way heavier than the past two albums, like especially starting with like Dead Leaves and The Dirty Ground.
Dead Leaves and The Dirty Ground is my favorite White Stripes song.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That is the song that made me. I woke up in the morning with the lyrics. If you can hear a piano fall, you can hear me coming down the hall. Stuck in my head, and I was like, "What song is that? Why is this stuck in my head?" And then that's how I realized that this is the next artist we had to cover. This album is at least so far, and I have a feeling it will remain my favorite White Stripes album. It was the only one that I had heard before that I'd gone out of my way to like. Actually, no, I'd listened to Elephant as well, but it was one of the few that I'd like really wanted to listen to all the way through. I think it has some of the best songs ever of all time ever on it. Not even just like. But okay, it also has a little bit of like creep syndrome, where like fell in love with a girl and we're going to be friends. They're not my favorite just because I've heard them a billion times.
So
but I also think they're just the best. They're the best White Stripes songs, maybe. Not my favorite anymore.
I
But
think "Fell in Love with a Girl." I don't know what it is about that song. I feel like it still hits, and I've listened to it so many times, and it is like one of the
yeah,
only songs that I've covered a lot. Like I think I've covered it like ever since like my first band, and then even now we would still kind of play it.
it's
I
so
still
fun.
like it. I still like playing it, and I feel like a lot of songs sometimes you cover it, and then you're like, I don't want to fucking play that song or listen to that song again, but I still love that song so much.
I think so much fun. Yeah, and I think We're Going to Be Friends is just
Yep,
like
another 10 out of 10 for me.
beautiful. Yeah, 11 out of 10. I think that might be the best,
It's so good.
most like
It's so
maybe
fucking good.
important song. I don't know. It just captures like feelings and emotions and sounds away. Like it's one of the best movie soundtrack songs for a reason. Uh,
Napoleon Dynamite.
yeah, I think it's in Juno as well. Uh, maybe not. I don't know. It's definitely in more than just Napoleon Dynamite, but
Yeah.
it's great in Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, and I think that this album doesn't have a weird skit on it, and so that makes it my favorite. It's got a heavier sound. It's really consistent for me. I think there are a couple songs that I don't love, and one that like is a fan favorite that annoys me, like Hotel Yorba. I don't know
Oh,
what
I
it
love
is.
that song. It's a hotel
And
in
I get it.
Detroit. I've been
I
there.
get it,
It is
but
the
I don't.
shittiest looking, sketchy ass fucking place ever. And they made
Okay,
a song
that
about
makes
it.
sense.
And what's really fucking funny is that on one of their other singles they recorded Hotel Yorba live in Hotel Yorba, and they asked the hotel if they could do it, and they said no. And then they just fucking bought a room, snuck in all the equipment,
Okay.
and recorded it in one of the fucking hotel rooms.
Yeah, that's awesome. Unfortunately, the song is just a little bit annoying to me.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I think that there's
I don't
just
think there's a
so
single
many
cover on this one, actually.
bangers on
No
it.
cover on this one.
No cover. That's cool. I love the heavier, more full sound. Uh, and yeah, this is just a really fucking good album. I really liked listening to it. Definitely enjoy it the most of all of these four. I think I Smell a Rat is a highlight because it's just unhinged and a bit theatrical, and like sometimes I think the White Stripes can be a little corny, at least to me. I don't know. Yes, there's a fine line between corny and camp, and I think I Smell a Rat like perfectly walks that line. It's so awesome. Let's see.
I had a couple
Any
songs I
other?
don't really like.
What are the ones you don't like?
I don't really like Little Room.
I love Little Room.
And then Union Forever. I don't like it, but then they have a live version, and the song becomes like a 10 out of 10 on the live version. But I think the actual studio one
believe
is
that.
ass. It's not Union Forever's like all fucking based off of Citizen Kane too.
I love the build of Union Forever, but I would say it's one of the weaker ones that
Yeah.
I did like.
Aluminum, I don't really care for. That was
Agreed.
the
Yeah.
weird one.
Mhm.
And then I Can Learn, I think is just like I feel like those are just weird, and then I Can Learn is the only one where it's like I don't think it's a weird song, I just don't really like it.
I really like I Can Learn.
Yeah.
It's also not super original though. Like there's a lot of songs that sound like I Can Learn, I think. Unlike some of these other absolute fucking bangers. I'm finding it hard to be a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
I think Little Room is quaint. It's the closest to like a skit that there is
Yeah.
on this, or like a interlude.
It's just the kick drum and then him like singing over it.
Yeah, but he's talking about like how when you're starting to have success and you need inspiration, you got to remember your roots, and I think that that's cute.
Yeah.
Also, the like singing is unhinged in a really fun way. He just sings a guitar riff. Great. Yeah, great. Offend in every way, another banger. I think I smell a rat.
I really
This
like Now
protector is a little
Mary.
slow. Now, Mary, let me play it again.
It's like Now
Yeah,
Mary. Dig dig down down bound down down down.
another great song. This is a solid S for me. This is
Yeah,
number one for me.
I'd
But
probably put it in A, but
all right, let's put it behind
yeah.
this still. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll live. uh, oh, it's
Is it
just style. Sorry,
It's your
it's
turn, right?
me.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Elephant.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. I had listened to this album. Picture this.
Oh God.
AI generated images
Stop.
for each song. Sorry. That just annoyed the fuck out of me.
Oh, I was gonna. No, never mind. Never mind. We're good.
Picture this. It's 2003. This is like my dream
Stop.
White Stripes show. It's 2003. The intro to Little Acorns plays, and then that's what they open with, and it's heavy as hell. That's like a perfect live show opener track. I think it's crazy. Just such a absurd spoken word intro about watching a squirrel to get self-help. Holy shit, so unhinged. This is the album that gave us Seven Nation Army. Is that a blessing? Is it a curse? I think I'm gonna say overall blessing. Of the big sports stadium tracks that they play at every single sporting event in the entire world, like I think it's maybe like it's an S tier,
You know what it's supposed
arena
to be,
track.
right? Or what Seven Nation Army is?
What?
The Salvation Army.
No.
Yeah.
Are you
He like
serious?
heard it wrong when he was like growing up, and he would like call it Seven Nation Army, but he meant the Salvation Army.
Okay, so that doesn't mean that that's what the song is about, though. Like maybe that's where he came up with the lyrical idea. That would be
That's the
really
title.
disappointing. It'd be really disappointing if this was about Salvation Army somehow, because it's definitely like just not. You know, it's a banger. A bit of Creep Syndrome as well, though. I think that this album has really high highs and kind of low lows for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if that's like some of the songs that I didn't like so much appear to be fan favorites or like some of the more popular ones.
Really?
No, not really. They're all kind of just. Well, I guess Hypnotize is the least popular on the album. In the Cold Cold Night, I don't like.
Yeah, I gave that a 5.
Unfortunately. I think it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
I think Hypnotize is one of the songs that just sounds like literally every other song, but not as good. Like, it's basically like Hello Operator Mark II. And then Girl, You Have No Faith in Medicine kind of bothers me. I think that one is the one that a lot of people really love, though.
Why does it bother you?
I don't know. It's just a little grating.
Oh,
no,
I fucking love that song. Down, bam, down, down, bam, down, 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 down. Girl, do it. And it fucking rhymes like medicine, acetaminophen. And then they have like the guitar riff in between. Yeah. I love that one. I think for me, for this album, I think there's like a bunch of fucking bangers on it. Definitely more in like the first half. And then there's like some really incredibly mid songs. So I feel like it could be like, I feel like if it was condensed maybe to like, I don't even know how many songs are on it. 14. If you took off like 2 or 3, I think it would almost be like a perfect album, for me. But I think some of the songs are like In the Cold Cold Night, The Air Near My Fingers, and then It's True That We Love One Another.
I love The Air Near My Favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. I think I just had a stroke. Jesus Christ. No, I really like There Near My Fingers. I think it goes
Um,
crazy hard.
I think I like the overall vibe and the feeling, and I think this is like definitely one of the albums where he like really showcases like his guitar work, and I feel like he's almost like developed his like own unique like guitar tone and sound that he definitely explores more in future works. But I feel like this is the one where it's like, oh, he's like almost like this is gonna be like an important guitar player and like has like his full Jack White style. Um, but yeah, I think for ones I really enjoy, like Black Math, I love. I think that's a great song. There's No Home for You Here, I actually really love. I think it's just crazy with like all the backing vocals.
I think it sounds a little weird.
Yeah. They have like a keyboard in that song too.
This the solo in it is nuts though.
Ball and Biscuit, I gave that a 10. That's one of my favorite White Stripe songs ever. So those are my favorite ones. I think Ball. I don't know. I just.
But he
fucking love that
lies
song.
though. But he's a fucking liar.
No,
He
but he's like
says-
the seventh son.
Oh wait. But he's not though. It's the third son. Can't be both. I'm kidding.
Anyways, I just don't know what to. So I actually, it's so funny that so many of these songs I cover, but I just don't know what to do with myself. Is actually a cover song as well. I think I don't remember who made it popular, but that was a cover. But I think I like songs that I used to play in like my band. I would do. I just don't know what to do with myself. I've covered We're Gonna Be Friends. Fell in Love with a Girl. I think at one point I almost said Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground, but we didn't actually do it. And then I've covered Apple Blossom. I think Apple Blossom and I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself were like those two songs are like some of the first songs I ever played in the band, like my very first one in Michigan. And it was so funny because it was like a 3-piece and then we had bass and it was like there wasn't even bass in the song. So
Nice.
that was fun. But
we forgot to mention Hardest Button to Button also, which I think is my favorite song.
I like that one.
I would give that a 10.
Yeah.
It's just got so much like swag. I don't know. It goes so hard. I love Hardest Button to Button.
All right. So I like this one slightly more than White Blood Cells. That's my take.
Wow.
Like,
So I like
par.
this significantly less. And honestly, looking through the track list and then looking back at like, this is probably my lowest of the 4.
Elephant?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so like
you
to
high?
me, it's so inconsistent. I don't know. I'm just like I listened to a lot
Like
today.
I like
Did
I like the self debut, but I don't think there's any like super insane standout songs on it that they have on.
No, there aren't.
Elephant.
But it's like which of the two would I rather re-listen to
Yeah.
right now? And I think probably the debut. Then again, it's like it's
17
43.
songs.
I think I think A tier to
Okay.
meet in the middle maybe.
That sounds good.
I think I'm good with that.
All right. This is a fucked ranking so far.
Is it really? I think I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
every album sounds
we're gonna do the
same,
Jack
every
White
album
stuff
cover looks the
after.
same.
Would you say?
There's no. I said every album sounds the same. Every album cover looks the same.
Yeah.
Just a mess.
I'm excited to see what you think of the other albums.
I'm scared. I think I may have listened to Get Behind Me, Satan. Actually,
I think most people
A long
think
time
that's the
ago.
worst one. So,
awesome. No,
and
I
then he
haven't.
definitely
I've
does like
not.
a shift when he does his own solo stuff.
I like that he looks exactly like Ego Raptor on the cover of Get Behind Me, Satan. That's always been one of my favorite things to point out. Shout out Game Grumps, I guess. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I started playing Hardest Button to Button on accident. And then we have Jack White.
Yep.
Then
I
we
feel
have
like there's like eras of even the Jack White stuff.
Lazaretto, the song that dominated alternative radio play for like
Oh yeah.
4 fucking years.
Down, 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 down.
He's done it again.
Um, I'm excited to hear what you. There's like at least 2 albums that I'm really excited to hear what you have your thoughts on.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. So the next episode it'll be the 2 White Stripes and then 2 the Jack White and then we'll.
Yeah.
The last episode's gonna be fucked. I already know. It's gonna
Oh
be
no.
fucked. So.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, is it like fucked in the way of like a shoo shoo episode or fucked in the
No.
way of like okay.
I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I maybe after Boarding House Reach, Jack White should change his last name to Jack Washed, but well
Spoilers. Spoilers.
People have very different opinions on the later halves than me. But,
I might love them. I might not. We'll see.
yeah, get him
You have
back
any
into
fun
it for
facts
Society
or lore?
Core. Oh.
Because I fully missed.
I mean, he uses the thing 3 before he was in a band. He like tried doing like furniture, and he was like an upholsterer. And when he would like make furniture and shit, he would like leave little poems on it, and then like on the wood in the bottom, he'd like write it into it and then sell it to people.
Okay.
Dude's autistic as hell, but the number 3 always likes doing that. He's like very, I feel like, presence and like colors and everything. Like he's very into like the visual aspect and like themes of his music, which I think is very interesting. And I think even with the what?
He's used 4 colors total in his album cover.
You know, it's funny with the Raconteurs. It's they have like even their own thing where it's supposed to be like silver, or it's like bronze and silver as their colors. And then what's funny so then there was like I think 10 years between the last album. The last album was like the whole green thing, and it's supposed to be like when like bronze or whatever, you know, it gets all it turns green.
It oxidizes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then there's the fucking Dead Weathers, which I'm just not a fan of at all. But yeah.
All right. Sorry for the wait,
I think it would have been
everybody.
overkill to do also Raconteurs, so. But
Yeah.
I do think those are good albums as well.
A nice 3 episodes in.
Yeah, I think Aiden and I got back from Kilby. It was fun, and then I think we were thinking about coming back and doing the episode, and then I had to go to fucking Michigan for like
that's
a
right.
month.
Yeah,
So
that was a big...
I was a lot of dealing with a bunch of stuff there, and then I got back like 2 weeks ago, and then Aiden was on a trip when I was coming back, and then you came back recently, but we're back at it.
Yeah. The return.
I'm gonna hopefully
gotta get on this grind.
Yeah.
Next week.
Next week,
1 week.
yeah? Okay.
Knock this shit out.
I can do it.
I'll try.
I can,
well, I know
let me
you
know.
can. Yeah.
Let me know.
I think I pretty much did all of these in a week.
I only need to listen to them once because I like genuinely out of these albums I've listened to them at like almost, I want to say probably almost 100 times each. There was like Jack White. I think might have been like the first artist I like really like. It was Guns N' Roses was my first one. Then it was Nirvana, and then it was like Jack White, and then Jack White I think was just different for me because he was one of the artists that I got into that was still making music, and so it was like really cool to like see his like whole career and like where he was at, and being able to see him and everything was fucking awesome. So all right, any final thoughts? All right. Well,
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We'll be back.
Oh, you know what's funny? Yeah, also, one last thing, his record label's called Third Man. So another fucking 3.
All 3.
Yeah.
Bye, Krish.
Alright, goodbye, guys.